one, how do personal boundaries play a role in these decisions? I know for me, I definitely learned to make sure that my boundaries are held and that I respect my boundaries. I had to learn, because I chose to give up my boundaries at a young age and to become sexually active at a young age. I never understood how to actually stand up for my own boundaries, and was doing things too early and not in God's way, not in the right way, right? So then as I was married, I had to then learn and ask God to help me with, how do I say no when I don't want to do it, right? And then trusting that my husband will be respectful in that, will not make me feel bad if I don't want to, or won't wait, or will get agitated, or, oh, I'm going to go find somebody else because you aren't doing what I want you to do, right? So there's a trust, there's a big, huge aspect of trust and maturity that takes into these decisions of whether or not you are going to engage in sexual relationships with someone. And again, that's why we really firmly believe that it needs to be within the bounds of marriage as a foundation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that, again, it goes back to like self-respect too. I mean, we want, number one, for us, we want to definitely honor God first, but you also respecting yourself and the other, your partner, significant other, future wife, future husband, having that line of those boundaries is important, because then they are also forced to respect you, and you also boost credibility amongst yourself by keeping boundaries and non-negotiables for you in your life, and so this is important for you to have those, because then your significant other has to respect it.
Can I pause you, because that's a question right here. So I think what you're answering is, in what ways can choosing abstinence be a form of empowerment, or how can it help make relationship decisions easier because you are refraining from physical?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak to it. I mean, my wife, I knew automatically, like, she already told me things that she wasn't doing and going forward, and it was, I already was on that, because I wanted to honor God as far as abstinence is concerned, or choosing celibacy, until, waiting until marriage. And so I watched other people want to be with you, but they knew what you stood on. And that's respectful, because you knew that you weren't going to tolerate anything less than that, and anything less than your boundaries would be disrespecting yourself. And so there is some empowerment in that. There's some strength in that. And
but I feel like it wasn't, not to interrupt you, but I feel like I didn't have that strength until I had surrendered my life to Christ.
Right.
I tried to be abstinent on my own, tried to play the game, tried not to get wooed by any of the handsome young men I was with, and that they were trying to manipulate either my emotions or the relationship that I wanted that to feel desired. I was doing it my own, but I didn't have the strength, right, until I had given my life to Christ. And that was my first year into my junior year in college.
Yeah.
So it's you saw that only because I had been given the strength by God to be able to say, no, I'm not going to do that until marriage.
Absolutely.
Tune into part 3 in our final section of this series, Stereotypes.